man. It didn't shout again. Hell. Okay, now I gotta bring up YouTube Studio. Go live. Live chat. Okay.
Trading bell, my heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell.
Morning, Olga.
My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow.
Morning, Rusty. Morning, Brandon.
Together we'll conquer, no room for any less.
Pin this mofo. Pin message. There we go. I don't get it. Oh, I'll be right back.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for
I had to go
any
get my
less.
iPad.
Listen now.
I was looking at Florida houses.
I wake up to the sound
Dude,
of the trading bell. My
go to
heart starts to
YouTube.
pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter,
Let us help you grow.
taking risks, making moves.
Thumbs up, please. From everybody here to do my Charles Barkley impression. Everybody here should hit the thumbs up. Everybody. What the hell? Oh, come on.
Don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves,
I'll
seeking
take
success.
reset.
Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen
Skip.
now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound.
Let's see if this works. Yep. Okay. I want to see my screen on this damn thing. I think it works, but hit the thumbs up button. Oh, my hood. Hood got a all good. Trump's tweets can't crash this market. I'll kind of go over a reason why I think. And yeah, Dennis, Circle's going crazy. Circle's still going nuts. And I've got an article on it as well. An article on, I was looking for the HIMS thing. I can't find any news on Seeking Alpha about HIMS and Novo Nordisk. But, yeah, there's a lot to go over. I'm going to do some scans too today. So, we're going to do some scans. I mean, if you're not, the market's just nuts. The market is just nuts. But Trump, I mean, honest to God, the guy says he wants rate cuts. I don't know. You keep doing things where rate cuts. I'm scanning for bullish stocks. And by the way, the dogs are crying. Let's see. That's the core investments. I'm going to go over. This is a little list. Is there anything in this? I don't think so. Hood. Yeah. I had an alert for Hood, so I'm going to be buying Hood. Energy names, let's see. Wah. Nope, nothing in energy names. Let's look at Bitcoin and crypto. Nope. No matches there. Leveraged ETFs. There's got to be some. Yep. There we go. Leveraged ETFs. AAPU. AAPX. Robin. TSDD. TSLQ. Interesting. Is there a... Let me see. Oh, there is AMDS. Okay, we're gonna edit. AMDS. Where is AMDS? I gotta take AMDS out. It gets hung up if the AMDS. Okay. Save. And that's the only one that's been, yep. Core investments, okay. And we're gonna hit stop. Leveraged ETFs, let's do low cost Vanguard, anything? Nope. Because you're pretty much in everything, I think. Spider sectors, nope. Let's do the watch list, because I'm sure there's a couple on here. Yep, Cisco, DocU, and Rivian. And let's go and do some indexes. Let's do the Dow, Apple, Cisco, Walmart. We have those. Let's do the Nasdaq. There is Apple, Cisco, Mondelez. I think that's Corona. If I remember my alcohol correctly, I think that's Corona. S&P 100, quite a bit. Apple, Bank of America, we've got Mondelez, MetLife, Altria, Wells Fargo, and Walmart. Okay. So that is a stock. That is a scan of the 4-hour algorithm, and I'll have that in the newsletter. Again, hit the thumbs up. There's 10 people in here. That's crazy. Every time I start before 8:30, it seems to be like, dead. I would have expected, Exxon's going 120, 119. So you got 116 to 102. I said it's $120 stock. So I like that one. Tesla, I would have expected to be a little bit higher. Morning, Laura. There is not much. Tesla, if you haven't seen it, just go to Twitter. I think Sawyer's done it. A bunch of the folks. Maybe I'll just include this. Yeah. Copy link. We'll just include that. Copenhagen. Rosa from where was it? Latvia you were in. And the reason I remember Latvia is I got called out on the Seinfeld reference. They were like, "Holy crap, how do you know Latvia?" I'm like, everybody's known the Latvian Orthodox is George Costanza wanted to convert. Trending in the U.S. Wegovy. That's interesting. So, but this Robotaxi is pretty cool. There was a totally different energy yesterday with that one. Okay. Let's see. There's nothing shocking. I mean, IBIT's down 2%, but to be honest, morning, Lazy Branch and Jennifer. Good morning. Hit that thumbs up button because we're getting more listeners in here. But yeah, I would have expected IBIT to, I mean, here, let's go and look at the chart of Bitcoin because it's at 101. I wouldn't have expected this one to be significantly down. It did dip under 100,000, but it's a buy the dip. I mean, literally buy the dip on this one. I do think, and I've said this before, that I think this is a $150,000 at some point in time this year. This weekly chart just shows I think it might need a little bit of cool off, but I mean, that's a good one. Okay, so let's see. We're going to close that one out. We're going to end with the HIMSS news because it just came out. I don't see much about it on Seeking Alpha, but it's all over the other stuff. So here's a strategy for Circle. Somebody brought up Circle. I think, yeah, Dennis. Dennis, you brought up Circle. It's up again. I'll take a look at it. There is a date where Circle will be crash, and I think we have it. Zeta, the Oscar is the current like retail darling. Oscar Health Insurance. Don't miss out on Zeta. Zeta's getting just as much kind of coverage as that one. And this is Shai Boular's new thing. Futurum Equities. And he's involved with that. I don't know how it works, but UNH, this is super, super interesting. There's a lot of rumors. Oh, I got to turn on my do not disturb. A lot of rumors about UNH. So, I mean, we'll look at it. Is it buyable? Apple, same kind of thing. Do you want to buy Apple? Because Apple's got a great July, and it's at this like key point. So, oh, you know what? I need to move this around a little bit. Yeah, let's move this around. Okay, we're gonna do UNH first. So I'm going to move that there. So UNH, I mean, it just seems to be very, very cheap. Valuation wise, it's the cheapest it's ever been, ever. So, and then you got that. And then Apple's kind of interesting in that the chart looks looks really good. And then Shai has top 5 growth stocks in his portfolio, so we'll look at those. I like a couple of them. 5 things to know, a few things to know before the market opens. If you didn't see it this weekend, like I said, the Robotaxi. Oh, is it unavailable? No. This is what happens when you. This is what's interesting, is everybody's annoyed by tips. I mean, the tip screen that comes up, it just makes you feel uncomfortable. But, you know, and we'll go over the biggest movers. There's Fiserv and Estee Lauder, Lauder, tomato. And my favorite, every Monday I go over this because I read this on the weekends and it plans my week. Catalyst Watch. What happened? I mean, this is a nuclear war could break out and the market would just rebound by the time it opens up. If the market was open on Saturday, Mohammed El-Arian absolutely 100% says it correct. I have to go to this comment on this one. Let's see. There we go. We'll do the comment. Okay. The comment on this one. And this is Chart Kid Matt. He's amazing. I mean, just amazing on the compound and the compound this weekend. So you should follow him. He had just amazing insights. That podcast this weekend was it was a masterclass in, hey, let's look at the market and let's look at charts and let's look at some mathematical ways that, to make money and blah, blah, blah. So it was just great. And that between the charts and stuff like that, it's going to take us a while to go through this, but, yeah. Okay. So let me start. I'll just say it again. There are a bunch of people in here. Please hit the thumbs up button. It helps me. If that's the least that you can do, that's again, that's the best thing you can do. So, okay, I'm going to hit record. Good morning. It is Monday, June 23rd. We're at war. Maybe we're at war. I don't know. I'll go over like 4 things you need to know before the market opens, even though you're probably listening to this after the market opens, but it is what it is. 4 sets of stocks that I'm buying, a contest with Trendspider to win a year of Trendspider. We'll go over how this week sets out. There's a big earnings on Tuesday. There's also Wednesday, Micron reports. We'll go over UNH, United Healthcare. Is it too cheap? Is it time to buy Apple? Is it time to buy Apple? It's an AI market. And we'll go over the new retail darling. The last few weeks, Oscar has been the retail darling. There's a new one. And Circle, if you haven't seen Circle, I will point out a strategy for you with Circle that is on Seeking Alpha. And also HIMS, the most volatile stock in the market, showing its head as crazy as well. Let me just start off with telling you that if you haven't listened to this weekend's Compound podcast, it's with Chart Kid Matt. And Chart Kid Matt is Matt Seminaro. Chart Kid Matt. That's what he is. I mean, and yeah, again, he is phenomenal. He provides a lot of charts that if you have a retail advisor, like with Fidelity and stuff like that, they get their charts from certain people and they throw their logo on it. Chart Kid Matt is one of those guys that provides those charts just out there. He goes over how the Mag 7 is underperforming the S&P. He goes over, they also talk about these double and triple levered ETFs, how they're affecting the market and why that is a buy the dip opportunity and why it's coming back. So there's a lot in that podcast. I normally don't point people towards other podcasts, but the Compound is my absolute favorite. And these 4 people that are on it, including Hollywood Seth Rogen or Wall Street Seth Rogen. I forget his name, but it's a great episode. It's literally a great episode. And the comment of the day of that one was when Josh Brown says, Matt, you look like, we're sitting around a campfire and I'm telling you how I love my girlfriend. You're telling me how you just had sex with her. So, it was a great comment, whatever it is. I will point out to you as well, we might be in World War III. I mean, from the Mag 7, the S&P drawdowns, the market is trading cheaper than ever. That's what Matt says. Nothing's taking this down. It's just a further reason to get bullish. As they taped it on Thursday, they didn't know the Iran thing was going to happen. They just looked at numbers and they looked at charts, and the charts look healthy. Now, does that mean you go out and buy? No. But I've got 4 sets of stocks that I'm looking at, okay? The first one is the top 2025 stocks, okay? My watch list that I have here in Seeking Alpha, it's top 2025 stocks. That's the first one. Second one, the top second half of 2025 stocks. Again, these are all available on Seeking Alpha, and you get a free 7-day trial if you want to look at them. Okay. The third group is Alpha Picks. Alpha Picks in an upward trend. I'm looking at charts and I'm saying, okay, this stock is in Alpha Picks. Alpha Picks is right here because I subscribe to the bundle. Okay. And I have mentioned several other stocks that I have in my watch list that I will absolutely be going in on this week. I want to buy the dip. Now, I thought today was going to be buy the dip, but the futures are actually relatively calm, super calm. But those are the lists that I do. And again, I pointed out the top 2025 stocks and the top second half 2025 stocks. And if you want those, go over to the link tree right here, and you're having a summer sale on Seeking Alpha. The second link is a bundle, okay? You're having an incredible sale. You save an additional $50. $638 is the bundle with premium and Alpha Picks. That doesn't come with a free 7-day preview. But if you want the free 7-day preview and you say you don't care about Alpha Picks, you choose the third one. The third one, it doesn't get you $30 off. It's $60 off and a free 7-day trial. Okay, that's a great deal. And you can go on Seeking Alpha and you can type in top 2025 stocks. You can type in top 2025, or you can go to the My Analysts and just follow Steve Kress. It's a great list. Now, one other thing that I will point you towards is Damon. He put this. He goes, I'm reading the newsletter while watching you on YouTube. I tried it today and it was significantly better. People should try it. Now, here's 2 reasons to subscribe to the newsletter. The first is, again, every note that I put in, that I go over on this podcast, it's free in the daily newsletter. Okay, the daily newsletter is included. You don't have to pay for this. It's down here under pod notes. You can just go through it. Okay, that's the first reason you want to subscribe. The second reason is because Trendspider gave me a year of their highest tier to give away. And so what I'm going to do on July 4th is we are going to pick a subscriber of the newsletter. You don't have to be a paid subscriber. You just have to subscribe to the newsletter. Free. If you want to pay and support me, great. You've got a ton of tools out there in here. You've got the education section. You got the paid section. These are more educational portions of the newsletter, okay? But the daily one, and to enter the contest, you just have to sign up and subscribe. The email address that you put in there, that is how I'm going to pick the winner. That's how I'm going to notify the winner. Just do that. That is simple and easy. There's no commenting. There's no liking and subscribing. There's no, mention 2 people to try and grow. It is simply subscribe to the newsletter and you are entered. So 2 reasons. It's because of the notes and it's because you could win a year of Trendspider. And how much is that worth? Close to $2,000. I think it's over $2,000. I don't know what it is, but Trendspider has sales. If you're a current subscriber of Trendspider and you win, they'll comp you. I mean, there is literally no reason not to sign up for the newsletter now. That is simple and it is easy. So sign up for the newsletter. Okay. Now over the weekend, you had to see it. I mean, we bombed Iran. We bombed their nuclear sites. And Mohammed Al-Arian on Saturday night or Sunday morning at 5:26. A lot can happen in the next 24 hours, just as in the last 24. If markets were to open now, we would likely see a jump in oil prices because, again, Iran provides oil, lower equities, and higher gold. The outlook for U.S. government bond yields is less clear, a notable shift for long-term market investors. Now, let's just go over. There are a couple of things that you want to watch in this market. It's the VIX. Okay. Did we see a spike in the VIX? Not really. I mean, nothing like potentially like crazy. It's up 2% at 21. Where did it spike to? About 22. Nothing crazy. Again, look at the 52-week range. And then you go over and you look at the bonds. Well, where's the 10-year at? The 10-year is at 4.37. Remember how I said, if the bond rates are closer to 5 or closer to 3, we've got problems. 3 means there's economic problems. 5 means that people are enjoying the bond yield and they want more. 4.36, again, if you buy when the VIX is elevated and the bond yields are down, you should be fine. You should be fine. Again, it's a buy the dip moment because what happened? Stock index futures in the green after U.S. strikes nuclear sites in Iran. They go over the VIX. They go over the 10-year Treasury. Rose 1 point to 4.40. The 2-year rose 1 basis point to 3.393. Again, if World War III can't take this market down, you're in a buy the dip situation. Now, I want to go over a hypothesis why. And this is just a hypothesis. But remember, April to now was the quickest recovery we've ever seen from a 20% downturn. And they go over this on the compound. The reality is there is still a large amount of money on the sidelines from institutions. They were caught off guard. So what are you seeing with these dips? You're seeing large money saying, hey, I'm going to buy back in. And they're buying ETFs, they're buying VOO, they're buying QQQ. They might be buying single stocks, and you're going to see those move. But again, how do you find these catalysts? Well, it's the catalyst watch. So what's happening this week? This week, the biggest earnings that I see this week, Carnival Cruise Line. Carnival Cruise Line is an alpha pick. Okay? Algorithm just got you out with a 23% gain. Do you want to get into this one? Well, look at the 4-hour algorithm. At 74% for 25 trades over 24 months, you win 44% of the time. I want to listen to the algorithm on when to get in. Do I want to get in now? I will personally tell you, I know the formula for the 4-hour algorithm. It's close to getting in. Now, when you look at this one on a weekly basis, okay, you are just above your 200-day. Your 200-day is at 16. If you can get this closer to 20, it's a fantastic deal. Where are you in pre-market? You're down 1% at 23.5, 23.50. Your average win on the 4-hour algorithm is actually 13%. So that 23% gain, fantastic, outperformed. You got a little gap down here, at about 22. But again, it's an alpha pick. I own this for alpha picks. So what else is happening on Tuesday? Well, Tuesday, traders will be watching the 2-day NATO summit at The Hague. Notably, the STOXX Europe Aerospace and Defense ETF, EAUD. I had no idea that this was even an ETF. Okay, it's only got 917 million assets under management. That's tiny. That is tiny. But when you go year to date, it's up 67%. 67%. What are its holdings? Airbus, Safran. I don't own this one. I wish I owned it. It's up 67% year to date. Okay, and it's in the catalyst watch. I didn't know it. It's on my watch list now. What's happening Wednesday? Let's just go over. I need to go back to the catalyst watch. So what's happening Wednesday? Micron reports. MU. This is another semiconductor. We saw what semiconductor. We know that AMD is currently in a run. Micron's currently in a run. Okay, April 11th, the 4-hour algorithm got you in at $69. You're at 123 today. 123. You are running right into this earnings report. And is it going to stop? Who knows? Who knows? Its all-time high is 157. And your MACD on the weekly just coming up to the oscillator. Your RSI is at 65. Okay, your 4-hour algorithm has you in. There are gaps down there. Do I like this one? Well, if I went over here to Seeking Alpha and I looked at it, I would say the valuation's the only thing that's bad about it. Now, it's been a strong buy just since today. But you can see it was a strong buy here at 114. This is after a long time of being a hold. And why was it a hold? It was the momentum. The momentum has changed. And if you want to see all about this one, you go in and analyze with AI, and it will tell you everything about it. Valuation, growth, profitability, momentum, all of its competitors. And it will bring up the positives. It will bring up the concerns. Again, you can read all about it, but Micron's a big earnings. And now what's another one that's coming up on Wednesday? On Thursday. Nike. There's McCormick, there's Walgreen Boots, there's Lindsay, there's American Outdoor Brands. But Nike's the interesting one because this has been in a downfall. Now, that trend line, that red trend line, it goes from its 2021 all-time highs and just follows it down. And now you touch at least 3 points, so you're well under that. Am I expecting a rebound on this one? I would say no. And the reason I would say no is because of the valuation. Again, it is expensive. This is an expensive stock. Just because it's fallen doesn't mean that it's cheap. Its growth is horrible. Revenue year over year, they're losing 7%. But it's a big earnings. And then Friday, you have a big one because core PCE inflation comes out. Okay, this is the Fed's favored inflation gauge, and that's big. But let me tell you why it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter because Powell wants to see the effects of tariffs and some political stability. So no matter what you think of those Iran attacks, Trump keeps shooting himself in the foot. He really does. He keeps doing things that cause uncertainty. And then he yells at Powell, and Powell doesn't want to cut rates. The economy is doing perfectly fine. Personally, I think rates should be cut. But Powell's the economist. He's the guy in charge. Okay? Let me just fill you in on something big. Trump doesn't want to cut spending. That's the key. He wants rates to go down so that the U.S. government can continue this crazy deficit. Doge and Elon are gone. Nobody's talking about that anymore. You want to know why? It didn't amount to much. And Elon knew that, and that's why he was pissed. The big beautiful bill, it increases the deficit. Trump wants to continue spending at a record pace. So that's going to be a big number because if it shows any inflation whatsoever, Powell may have to actually raise rates. And I don't put it past him to actually raise rates if we start to see inflation tick up. But personally, I think rates should be cut. Prior to Iran, I think rates should have been cut. Now, we have to see what happens. We have to see what Iran retaliates with. But again, you're in a buy the dip market. Okay, the biggest movers today, if you didn't hear about it, Tesla did a thing over the weekend. They actually launched full self-driving, driverless in Austin, Texas. Okay, it's a limited rollout. But boy, those influencers took tax-deductible trips to actually go on their phone and do rides for $4 from one side of the street to the other side of the street. That's literally what they were doing. Okay, autonomous driving is big. Drove Tesla up 2%. It's up 1.36. Now, if you want to trade Tesla, I would tell you, hey, the 4-hour algorithm has some pretty good results. You backtest it for 24 months. Okay. It gives you 63% over 25 positions over 24 months. It has you in at 323. Where are you trading? 327. I'd say anything under 300, you buy this stock. The actual rollout does well, but remember, there's GM Cruise and there's Uber that also tried autonomous driving and no longer have driving programs because they killed people. So if Tesla is able to avoid, and mind you, even if Tesla full self-driving kills somebody, it just means that the stock's going to crash. I don't think they give up on it. I don't think Elon says, okay, we're going to stop doing this. No. So what you're betting on is that Tesla AI has a strategy that beats LiDAR. That means that, hey, we're just going to put cameras and we're going to use AI in vehicles and it's going to drive itself. Okay? Now, what else do you have? Today's biggest movers. Well, you have NTRS. NTRS is all about mergers and acquisitions. It is, I just need to change that in my notes. I noticed that it said bulb. It auto-corrected. But NTRS, shares climbed 6%. After it surfaced that BNY Mellon has expressed interest in a potential merger. Again, deregulation in the financial sector. That's going to happen. I like financials. And then the next one ties into stablecoin. Fiserv. Shares surged 7% as the fintech giant plans to launch a stablecoin and digital payments. There's nothing. And Circle's up 8%. I mean, that's a nothing burger, but it's going up. And then you have Estee Lauder. 3% after Deutsche Bank upgraded the stock. Again, if you want to invest in Estee Lauder, go ahead. Michael Burry's in it. I am not. But they raised their price target to $95. Estee Lauder right now, it is trading, let's see, 95. It's trading at $75. So there's your biggest movers of the markets. Now, we talked about Tesla. This was funny as hell. Everybody hates the tipping portion. What happens when you try and tip a Robotaxi? It says, just kidding. It pops up the damn thing. Kudos to Elon Musk and the AI team. Funny as hell. I thought that was hilarious. Now, a few things to realize before the market opens. One, and again, this will go on through the day, but one, there's no clear consensus on the damage from the bombings. Literally, the market is assuming nothing happened. The market right now, if we go and look at QQQ and we just look at the pre-market right here, and I'm going to go to a 5-minute chart. Okay. That's when the market opened right there at 527. Where are you trading right now? 527. It's assuming nothing's going to happen from Iran. Now, if something happens, I would suggest, but I am going to buy the dip. I'm not going to suggest it. I am going to buy the dip. That's what I'm going to do. Now, number two, oil has rebounded. UCO and SCO. Remember, UCO is the bull. It's the triple leveraged bull. Where was it trading before this? This is a bull, 27.92. It went up because, again, oil prices should have gone up. It has pulled back. Now, if you think oil prices are going to go down, you want SCO. SCO, because oil prices spiked, went down. It went from $14.98 down to about $14.50. Again, it's a triple leveraged ETF. So oil is rebounded. There's no world consensus for higher oil prices. Understand, Trump wants lower oil prices to factor in to his inflation argument. That inflation isn't there. If oil spikes, we get inflation. Now, number three that you need to know is that Bitcoin, it's rebounded. Bitcoin has rebounded. And we can go, there's no after hours in this. But it's now trading at 101,000. I do think this hits 150,000 at some point in time this year. I'm trading that with IBIT. Okay, IBIT is the way I trade it, and that's down 1.57% in a pre-market at 57. Now, I like to buy this under 40. I am using the 4-hour algorithm to buy it. Did I buy it at 62? I bought a couple of shares at 62. I don't like to buy it over 60. So maybe I'll buy some today at 57, even outside the 4-hour algorithm. But number four that you need to know, and this is a big one, and I'm going to go over this in a little bit, but it's a big one that you should know. Apple has a buy in the 4-hour algorithm today. And the 4-hour algorithm makes you 11% over the last 2 years, okay? It's not great. It's underperforming the S&P. But just buying and holding makes you 8.6%. Now, I am a buy and hold guy. Here's what I want to tell you about Apple. There's a news story out this weekend. We'll go over it, that they were going to buy Perplexity, and that they're looking at that. I will tell you, they need to buy an AI, something with AI. Meta bought Scale. And if you don't know about Scale, oh my God, Scale was a big purchase for Mark Zuckerberg. I think it's huge. And I think it pushes Meta even higher. But Apple needs to do something like that. And imagine, okay? Now, Apple's market cap is $3 trillion. $3 trillion. It's one of the three companies that has a $3 trillion market cap. Its valuation makes no sense. They have a ton of cash on their books. They could buy OpenAI. Okay, I'm not going to say that I'm saying they're not going to do this, but if they did, say they buy OpenAI. And OpenAI, mind you, if they paid $500 billion, the board of OpenAI would have nothing but to say, hey, we're going to sell. And if they didn't sell, maybe it's the biggest thing, because maybe it creates a bidding war. And then you're going to see Microsoft just soar on that $500 billion offer from Apple. Typically what happens is the company that buys another company, the company that actually pays the money to the other company and makes the purchase, that stock typically goes down. If Apple just announces that they're buying an AI, you will see this stock soar. And we'll go over that one. But those are 4 things that you need to know. Now, say you want a growth in your portfolio. Well, Shai, who has a tremendous track record in this market, 5 Q1 earnings standouts from his growth portfolio. Palantir, love it. Hate the valuation. Melly, I've said Melly. We asked Perplexity, hey, give me 5 stocks that could turn $5,000 into $1 million. Melly's one of them. 4-hour algorithm has you in at $24.29. Boy, don't you wish you would have bought down here at $19.60? Because I identified this one for everybody through the first quarter. Melly, I like. Trading Desk. This is one that I have said I think it's going to fill the gap above. The gap above here at 120. It has sunk down. This one is just getting out of a 37% gain. The 4-hour algorithm has not gotten you in again. But I like this one to fill that gap up to 120. Okay, Transmedics. This is another one that could turn $5,000 into $1 million. An A-Lab. Okay, there's 5 of them for you. Now, say you just want something that's a little bit more large cap. United Healthcare. It's the cheapest valuation it has ever been. Ever. We're talking in history. This chart goes back to 2012. Cheapest it's ever been. That's a monthly chart. Now, does it mean it's an automatic buy? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If you look at this monthly chart, and again, it goes back here, and I don't have valuation on my thing, but the RSI is at 32. The last time it was at 32, way back here in 2008, where was it trading? $25. Its low was $14. Where's it trading right now? $302. Is it too cheap? I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this company. Remember, insurance companies, the way they make money is by denying coverage. That's it. That's it. And so I'm not a big fan of this one. The valuation still a little stretched. And it's from the peg, and it's because their growth is limited. The growth is limited. But let me give you a catalyst option here. This is a post that I saw. I don't know if this is true. I have no idea. But if it's true, this could be a catalyst. The build up to July 2nd should be another ramp up, since that is the date that employees who can buy with a 10% discount get to buy some for January 2nd. The new CEO did wonders remember, they just put in the old CEO from 1997 to 2017. We just looked at this chart. Look at that. That is a phenomenal growth. And that guy's in charge. It's like bringing Steve Jobs back to Apple. Okay, the CEO was buying at 288 despite knowing that July 2nd is employee discount day of 10% off. The employee stock purchase program is well documented date, which is why ramp ups usually occur early in July and early in January. And we can go and we can look at some seasonality here. Ignore that 100% because we're only going back a little bit. We're going to go back to the year, let's just say 2000. We'll go back January 2000. Look at June and July. Okay? June, 69% of all Junes were positive with a mean of 1.03. Now, July jumps up 72% with a mean change of 2.65%. So maybe this fits your risk tolerance. Maybe. I will also point out we went over Apple. Okay, the last two times, this goes January 2023 and May 2024. The last two times Apple lagged the S&P this hard, a bottom was right around the corner. I have said this before. I think Apple is a buy at 200. Anything under 200, I think is a great buy. It's trading at 201 right now. Okay, so you can see how they use relative performance on the Trendspider chart to point that out. Then what you do, Apple has been under pressure in 2025, but July might change the tune. For 15 years, 93% of the time, July is positive with a 7.2% average return. That's huge. Now, what do you do with this? You buy in June for the July pop. You don't wait for July. You buy in June for the July pop. That's it. And if you want to point out something, it's an AI market. Okay? If the Nvidia is the engine powering AI, here are the 10 other ways the machine works. Okay? And Shai even comments, Nvidia, Taiwan Semi, ASML, Broadcom, and Palantir are the 5 most essential players in his eyes. Now, I own Nvidia. I don't own Taiwan Semi. I don't own ASML. I want to get Broadcom. It just hasn't pulled back. And I hate the valuation of Palantir, but I have exposure to each and every one of them through QQQ and through XLK. I have access to exposure to all of them. So don't be afraid to buy ETFs instead of buying the single names. That's a strategy as well. And we've gone over retail names that typically pop. Oscar has been one. Oscar 4-hour algorithm got you in here at $15.80. Popped all the way up to $23. Okay? Where's it trading right now? $20.35. It's down 4%. I have said if it can get over 23, then you have a support. But right now, you have a very, very clear resistance at 23. And you have a very clear support down around the $13 to $15 range. And this was just a clear buy at $15. I don't know why I didn't do it. This was just last week, and I was talking about it. But that's the current retail darling, okay? Don't miss out on the next one. I'm seeing Zeta being talked about. The stock is too cheap among M&A interests. This particular analyst on Seeking Alpha rates it a strong buy. Now, FYI, Friday, Zeta was up 12%. Today, it's up 14%. Mind you, it is not a good quant stock. It is not one that I would say absolutely you have to get into. Zeta has been falling. This is a former alpha pick name that I am no longer in, but the 4-hour algorithm has you buy at 1406. Right now you're trading at 1639, which is over that 200-day. Now, the last time it got over the 200-day back here in February, it couldn't hold it. And that signaled the crash. Very similar time. But again, Zeta is the current one being talked about on the social networks as the next big Oscar. Has it moved too much already? Well, Wall Street says that it's worth $25. It's a 78% upside. I don't think it's getting up to $25. If it does, again, I'll eat crow. But again, that is just a crazy, crazy valuation. If you want to analyze it with AI, you can. But Zeta is the current one. Go and read more about it. And again, I'm going to provide you in the newsletter with that link to that person. Now, Circle. This one is crazy. Circle Internet is up another 4%. It was up 20% on Friday. It's poised to notch a third straight day of gains, climbing 10% in pre-market. It's coming down a little bit. This is just hype. This is overvalued beyond overvalue. Okay, I don't know much about the business because, again, we haven't had their earnings. Their earnings are coming up the first time. It's one of my most looked at earnings that I'm going to be looking forward to. But there's a lockup here, okay? The lockup in Circle, it's going to be locked up. The perfect timing, there is a lockup. I think it's 180 days. And you don't want to be holding that when that lockup expires. From the IPO date to 180 days, that's when the insiders can start selling. There's only 30% of the float out there. So when 70% of that float opens up, expect people to start selling. Over 1 month, well, it hasn't even been 5 days, it's up 53%. It's just crazy. And then I'm going to provide you this one. How we're earning a 14% yield selling puts on Circle Internet Group. There you're earning 14% yield by selling puts. And it's kind of safe because if they're assigned the stock, they're okay with it. They're okay with it. A 66% margin of safety. I am not a fan. I am not doing this. Just full disclosure. I am not an options guy. This strategy alone could absolutely pay for your Seeking Alpha subscription, but I am not an options guy. And the reason why I have become, I just stay without should I learn to do it? Maybe. But we all have certain risk tolerances, and options for me is just a no-go. I don't want to learn that much because I've been fine making money the long way, and that's where I'm comfortable. But again, if you're comfortable on this one, then you're fine. Now, if you have a huge amount of risk tolerance, HIMS. HIMS is the most volatile stock in the market today. And you can absolutely trade this one. It is down 23%. It is at $48. And why? Because Novo Nordisk just terminated their collaboration with HIMS. Remember, this was how HIMS was going to be able to sell Wegovy. Now they can't. So the algorithm got you in at 56. Most likely, it will take a little bit of time to get you out. It probably will be a loser. Okay? But over the last 24 months, the 4-hour algorithm has made you 329%. Your average win is 25%. Perfectly fine. So if you lose a couple, perfectly fine, perfectly normal. This one looked like a great buy. But when you go and you look at the weekly, it was extended. And when you look at that resistance level at about 64, 65, that's extended. It's trading at $48. Just understand, if you're going to trade something like HIMS or own something like HIMS, you have a thesis and you can own it, but I suggest trading it. And the reason is it's not making money. So let's talk about some scans. Okay, Apple, we went over. $200. All of these will be, the complete list will be in the newsletter for free. So remember, sign up for the newsletter. You get a chance to win a year of Trendspider, and you get these gems. Another one, Bank of America, $45. Just got you out of a 21% run. Get you back in. And the other one in the core portfolio is Walmart. Now, Walmart's interesting because Kroger upped their guidance and they were up like 16% on Friday. That's the second leading grocer in America. Well, Walmart's the first. And the only reason Walmart is under $100 is because they warned about tariffs. And then Trump went after them. And you can see it's just traded sideways. Now, I would say at that 95, I'm not buying. It's still expensive. But which one would you want to own? Walmart with their valuation 36 times forward earnings, or Costco, which when you go and you look down at the peers and you look at the valuation, that's 54 times forward earnings. It's just crazy. So maybe it needs some cooling off, but Walmart has an entry at 95. Now, Robinhood. You may say, hey, Robinhood, does it have a buy here? Well, it says $40.20. Why are you telling me to buy? Because the 4-hour algorithm is it is based on the chart. And the pricing and the chart, moving averages, the MACD and the RS, it tells you, hey, get in now. Should have gotten in at 40 because you're at $78. 78. Am I buying up here? No, I don't want to. But Hood is one that, again, I like this company because they are taking what happened when they said, hey, we want to go into the betting market. And the regulator said you can't go into it. They went into the quote unquote prediction market. You can now bet on the NBA finals. Well, they're over now, but you could bet your IRA on the NBA finals. And it's based on the prediction market. You can bet on whether Iran is going to retaliate or not. It's poly market. So there's a bunch more, including one that I own. And we just went over the Wells Fargo at $75. I own this one at about $40 because I was telling everybody back here in 2024, hey, this one around $40. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer back here. So I was loading up. I even loaded up back in April when it dipped down to what, 60? I think it was 59. I think I got in there at 59. Just made sense. Just totally made sense. I said the second half of the year, I think they get it. And you have an entry at 75. Now, does it do well? Makes you 71%, over 80% if you buy and hold. It wins 50% of the time, 22 positions. So you win 11 times, you lose 11 times. Your average win is 8.5%. Your average loss is 2%. So again, put in a 2% stop loss and then buy back in. Whatever your strategy is, however it is. And we have a bunch of leveraged ETFs. Okay, there's a list in here that I keep of leveraged ETFs that I share with people who sign up for a yearly subscription on Trendspider. AAPU, 2117. Not only does Apple get a buy, but their 2 times leveraged ETF gets a buy. And then AAPX, which again is a 2 times long one. Every one of them gets a buy. And then we talked about Hood right there. Well, their ROBN. Where is ROBN? There it is. This is the 2 times long Robinhood. Gets a buy. Boy, this one was $11. It's at $37 right now. Okay? And then you've got TSDD, which is Taiwan. This is the Tesla short, which gets you in. Maybe Tesla's going short. And then TSLQ. So again, the tools are out there. They're all on Linktree, linktr.ee. You can get Trendspider, you can get Seeking Alpha, you can get the bundle, which I suggest, because Alpha Picks is just it's a powerhouse of a portfolio. If you want just Alpha Picks, you can get it. If you want just Seeking Alpha Premium, you can get it with a free 7-day trial. Sign up for the newsletter. Sign up for Webull. I put $1,000 in there into Webull. It's mostly iBit and it's Nvidia. And I put $1,000 in. I'm at 12,000 now, 12,186. So again, it's a great. I like keeping my portfolio separate. I have my main portfolio in Fidelity and my little portfolio that I trade aggressively with in Webull or Robinhood. You can get either one. Sign up for either one with the affiliate links here because it gets you free stocks. Okay. Visible phone service. I love this. Or you can get a Tesla. You can buy a Tesla. Or you can follow my trades with Savvy Trader. So anyway, Linktree is the place to go. It's the place to be. dailystockpick.substack.com is how you sign up for the newsletter. If you have any questions, hit me up. I am always around. In fact, on Linktree, my email address is even up in the upper right, or you can just respond to the email when you get it in your email box. Just hit reply. Okay, talk to you later. Bye. Okay, I'm going to put you on some music and then I'm going to come back and I'll look at your chat real quick. I will be right back.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the train.
Okay, sorry about that. Let's see. Sharon, are you still around? You asked what stocks are good for new people to invest in just starting out. If you're around, comment. I will comment back. If you're not around, there's no use in kind of telling you, but if you're still here, I always say, hey, if you're just starting out, you should do ETFs, VOO and QQQ until you can find out your own risk tolerance, because your risk tolerance is going to decide which stocks you hold. You know, if you're willing to white knuckle through a 40% downturn and not have a problem with it, there's no reason you shouldn't hold, you know, some of these high volatile names. But if that's going to cause you to sell and to freak out, you shouldn't. And you should hold the ETFs. Okay, we're going to get rid of that. And okay, let me go back to YouTube. It's Jesus. The ads, stop it. I'm telling you, YouTube does themselves a disservice. Let me just, I'm just editing this video so it can export while I look at your chat. Do copy. And we're going to just put this in there. And green screen. Okay, and then we're gonna export 6/20/23 pod. But I'll give you a good way for new folks. Good morning, Lazy Branch. Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, King. Answers by Chat GPT. CL Long 85. Is that Colgate? Interesting chart. Not my thing, but interesting chart. Morning, Muhammad. What is the difference between the alpha picks and the top 10 list and seeking alpha? Carrie, so The difference is Alpha Picks gives you a new pick on the 1st and the 15th of every month. And then they tell you when to sell. The top 10 lists are just, hey, we're going to tell you the stocks right now. And then they don't follow up for a year. So if you want to trade them, like for instance, you know, at the beginning of the year, CLS, Solistica. So at the beginning of the year, Solistica was a buy, you know, around January 15th at 22. No, not Sentinel, CLS. So around January 15th or so, I think you bought it around 100 and it went up, but it dipped all the way down to 70. And so they don't tell you when to sell during this. They're just like, hey, it's up. And now you're up, you know, even though you bought it 122, you're up. You just, you know, they just give you the stocks. So, and ARKK isn't bad. It's just, I mean, for me, Kathy Woods, she does a great job. And I did this ETF year to date, it's up 19%. I mean, just look at it against the S&P. The S&P year to date is up 1%. So, but it's because the stocks that she holds are up. So I was a holder of ARK in my early 2016, 2017, when I didn't really trust Tesla that much, but I knew she was holding it and she was like the big bull. So I held ARKK, I went into ARKW because that was the first one that held Bitcoin. It held GBTC, and at that time, GBTC was just crazy volatile. So I went into RK instead of GBTC, or ARKW instead of GBTC. So there's reasons to hold ARK. For me today, I think there's so many other ways to own this. Coinbase, Circle, Roku, Roblox, Tempest AI. I mean, again, she posts her buys and sells every day. So if you want to own this one, I don't think it's horrible. The expense is high. Just realize 0.75% is very, very high. So you're paying her to do these names. Now, I would say pick the top 5 names of this and just buy them, and just constantly, you know, as she holds them in her top 5, just trade them. That would be for me, that would be the way I would play ARKK. But, you know, again, if you're not a super, if you don't have a lot of experience in the markets and charts and stuff like that, again, 0.75% shouldn't scare you away if you want it. But I'm just not a huge fan of, I'm a fan of Kathy Woods, and I think she changed active management. But long term, I mean, I Teladoc. Remember, if you have a 10 name portfolio, this is why Steve Kress is so good, because, you know, out of the 10 names that he's picked for the last 3 years, like 2 or 3 are down out of the 10. But he's so good in a good market. Again, he's in a good market. But I don't know. I mean, it just seems to me like, Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm going to put that in. We're going to put this in instead of the Trendspider one. Let's just change this. Affiliate deep link. It finally came out. Seeking Alpha isn't the fastest. In fact, it's funny. On the compound this weekend, they made fun of Seeking Alpha. But that's all from freaking, you know, guys who are in these huge, they have 40 different analysts. Markets are up. I mean, markets just opened. Let's see. I think my account's going to be up. Let's see. I'm probably positive because of Apple. Oh, I'm negative. Well, markets are negative. I'm down 0.15%. What happened? Core investments. Apple's up. What's my biggest loser? Let's see. My Weeble's down. My Weeble is down. That is down. MSTX I just got is down. Down 1%. And it's because IBIT's down 2.5%. And that's my largest holding by far. I mean, that's about 60% of my portfolio. So, did I answer your question? USO, Eli? What's BNO? I use, and Eli, the only reason I do this is because I don't hold them long, is UCO and SCO. USO, different metric, different ETF. But UCO right there, as oil started to go up on June 3rd at 21, this one, if you can get it right, isn't a bad, the average win is 11%. USO is just a different, it's a single leveraged. So it's the United States Oil Fund, and you went from 69 to 83. So same thing. I mean, it's just, let's see, this one, as oil went up, you up 21%, and then UCO during that kind of same time, you're up 31%. So UCO and SCO, I lost a lot of money on UCO, and it's because of the reverse split. I mean, you can see the reverse split right there, 4 for 1, and during 2020, this was when I sold July 6, 2022, was when I really got out of UCO, but I got in around this time. It was $8. And I didn't hold on. I sold, I think, at $4. So UCO and SCO are the two that I have traded oil around. So yeah, I find a strategy that works with those two. I mean, the 65-minute on UCO, let's see. It still loses you money. I mean, here's the thing. Do I think oil's going down? And that's the real question. If oil's going down, I'm not playing with this. But I think oil goes up a little bit. I mean, it's going to take a lot to get oil down. So, but hey, the administration wants it down. They're going to point a bunch of money towards it. And they're not going to fill up the emergency reserve until it's down. Then we get a hurricane and a pipeline goes down. Okay, with that, I'm out of here because I got to go put this show up. So, yeah, Eli, I would say UCO and SCO because, again, if I'm not holding something for a long time and it's just a commodity kind of play, I like triple leverage because I could make, 1% and 2% in a day and just kind of get out. That's the way I look at it. And if I want to, again, if I want to get in and out, I want that leverage to make sure that I make some money and just, and you're experiencing this, cut your ties, just cut it. I mean, don't be afraid to, oh my God, I'm down 1%. Let me cut it. And on its way back up, you could always buy. But just make sure those triple leveraged, they move quite a bit. I mean, this one during a day, you can see that this is, this was Thursday. I mean, it went from 27 down to 26. Doesn't seem like a lot, but for a stock, it's a good amount. Disney's down 2%. Wow. Cleveland Cliffs is down 3%. Why is that? Disney did click near that 120 though. Eli Lilly's up 3% because of the Novo and all that crap. Don't sleep on Shopify. I still like Shopify. I mean, this one is near its support line. If that one gets down below 100, I think I may pull the trigger again on Shopify. Okay, I'm out of here. See you guys. Bye.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.